If you're new to my material, you may not be familiar with integration work. So here in part 6, we will talk about weaving together essential items to get to our goal. Now, part 5 part 5 was tough for some of us to sit through, and this is the payoff here. We're going to talk about topics that you can use 100% on your own. But as an overview, I will scattershot some topics just to expose you to the terminology, and then I'll wrap it up with a single technique that you can do in the moment right now and also do on your own wherever you are in the future. Now, it's that technique I'm going to show you is not something I developed, but like I said, whatever gets you what you need quickly, whatever gets you what you need quickly and on your own, I want you to know about it. Now, in the description section, or at least at the end of the video, I'll provide either a QR code or a link to download a PDF of the list that I'm going to describe. This is not to request your email. I know people do that, so they can keep you on an email drip, and I will do that myself from time to time, but this list is important enough for me to know that you have so you can start your journey. I do not want you to have any reason to not have it. I want to make sure it's available to you, so this time, no strings. So let's start with some topics that you may want to look into. And I call these integration techniques because you're weaving pieces of yourselves into a cohesive whole. You're removing resistance. You are correcting times that you ignore pieces of yourself. None of these things change you. None of these things happen without your say-so. Okay? So a surface level description of integration work. I'm going to use a teaching you to surf type of description versus a clinical, professional, or academic definition. Integration work is becoming whole, bringing back pieces of yourself in a healed way versus the sticky or painful state that it might be in right now. Now, there's more that could be said about integration, but truly that's enough to get you started. Now, there are so many ways to perform integration. Some people go a bit too far and say, this one is the best and only technique, and that's the only one I will do, or don't ever do that thing because of these reasons. So I want you to know that you have choice. Give that person grace though, because someone probably taught them to describe things that way. So here is a list of things that you can learn about and attempt in your own privacy. No need to talk to anyone at all. Let's consider this part 1 of this video, and I'll describe 4 categories. Mind-based techniques, spiritual techniques, action-based, and integrative visualization processes. So here's a warning. There may be more available in the world that I don't mention. These are the ones that I am familiar with, and these are the ones that I can recommend. There are also techniques that you can do. These are also techniques that you can completely do on your own and in privacy. Because, I'm offering these to you because, like I talked about, sometimes we hurt people, and that may not be something you want to talk about. It may be the thing holding you back, but you may not want to discuss it with another person. So let's get into it. Mind-based. Mind-based techniques are simply about understanding it. So things you have heard before, journaling. Some don't like this because now the details exist in physical form in the world, but it truly can be helpful because then you don't have to keep all of that in your mental memory, in your brain RAM. So try that, journaling. You can always burn it afterward. B, questioning whether it is absolutely true. The foremost promoter of this practice is Byron Katie. She is phenomenal. She is kind and straightforward, no nonsense, and she's worth looking up on YouTube. Many books, but go ahead and cut your teeth on her topics in YouTube. And last, for the mind section, root cause analysis. This could be considered a Kaizen, continuous improvement type of tool, but it's very effective for mental clarity. Basically, you ask yourself, why did this happen? And then why did that happen? And most likely, why did that happen? And go on, at least 5 times. This can help to take the teeth and the blame out of something and help you to understand the dynamics. In this, the goal is compassion for self versus shifting blame, okay? So as you go into root cause analysis, now you know to address the root. So let's go on to the second topic, because once you understand the root, you can talk about spiritual things or spiritual approaches for integration. If you have a religion of preference, there is a way to entreat, connect with, or commune with your higher power. In these things, the things we don't want to talk about, well, at least for me, you might be different. Even though we don't want to talk about it with others, we tend to also avoid speaking about it with the higher power as well, as if the higher power would ostracize us. Now, if your religion of choice is kind of that way, I don't know how to help you in this particular category. Maybe just skip the next 2 minutes and go to another suggestion in this video. However, if your higher power tends benevolent, say the weird thing. They are not fragile, and they can take your honesty. This could be considered prayer. You can do this on your own and in private. Include in your prayer trust. Include love for yourself, for others involved, for your higher power. Include requests of forgiveness from yourself, from others. Include gratitude, and apply prayer as often as needed, but truly attempt to see things from the higher power's point of view. Now, if you do not have a religion of choice, there are some interesting practices. You might want to Google them and find out about it. This list, again, is limited to things that you can do on your own and in private. Sufi divine names chanting. Listening to binaural beats for love or healing, for forgiveness. There's so many out there. You might listen to a guided meditation, and there are so many types. Just try them out and find one that you like. Again, the intent is integration. You may want to learn about things like the law of one, or the Essene's 7 mirrors, or the eye of Brahman. Now, when you are weaving together parts of yourself, realizing that you have a spiritual side is very empowering. I realize it's not for everyone, but you may want to make a plan, an action-based plan. You know what you want, you know why you want it, so make a plan to get it. And include the following question. As you begin to get the things you want, how will you address the sense of feeling divided? So it's not just about the plan, it is about reconciling yourself. So you don't want to get lost in the plan, okay? Now, this is all short and simple. Like I said, it's not for everyone, but for those of you who resonate with this, interesting ideas come to mind as you attempt it. But there is a utility to the simplicity. If you start taking steps, some people get stuck and feel like the steps are the point. They are not. The destination is the point. Enjoy your steps, even if it's a misstep. Enjoy your now. But you want to be present with yourself every moment. But as you follow your plan, you want to keep in mind that there's an end destination. So you want to enjoy both. Okay? So integration work. Everything that I've already mentioned is integration by proxy. Purposeful integration work pays direct attention to the thing to be addressed with the intention of presence, of non-judgment, and allowing change. So here are some topics that you can learn about and practice on your own privately. Ho'oponopono. This is a Hawaiian practice. You can easily learn about it on YouTube. Different teachers title their books differently, but using Ho'oponopono as a search term, I will bring them up very easily. So the teacher I recommend is Dr. Hugh Lin. You might also learn NLP, Neuro Linguistic Programming. So you want to go to the source on this, Dr. Bruce Lipton. NLP can have a bit of a negative reputation for the way that some have used it and used it in a kind of culty way. But if you go to the source and you use it on your own in privacy, this is definitely something to look into. Now, I have developed an integration technique that you can learn about and practice all on your own and in privacy. I call it the transformation box. Again, just something to look into. Now, I've mentioned this before. If you want to go fast, I mentioned that you may want to find a person or a community for support. Everything above was something you could do completely on your own, but when you want to go fast, completely alone is actually not the fastest. Finding people that you gel with may take time, but it is worth it. And you don't even need to describe the thing you don't want to say to people. You just need to say to yourself, I want to work with this person, and that's what you start with. So let's go into this, and the first one I will say very proudly is CBT, Cognitive Behavioral Therapy. You know it. You have avoided it, perhaps. Every therapist is different, so find the person that you gel with. Give it at least 6 sessions before you jump to someone else. If you are not making the kind of progress you want to make, it is not bad to move along. Just let them know that there is something you have been holding back that you want to integrate. And you let them know you may or may not want to talk about it right away, but it will give them an idea right up front why you sought them out. Remember, there's something I want to address. I don't really want to talk about it yet. Okay? Remember that booking CBT sessions, your first session you'll probably need to book 3 to 5 weeks in advance. So I just want you to be aware about something like that. Next, and you can laugh if you want, massage therapy or body work. As you get this done, automagically, some things that are stuck in your mind can feel like they're shifting a little more easily. So it's worth taking a look. Now, when they ask what you want done, personally, I have enjoyed reflexology and found it very effective. But let them know that there are some bad vibes and you're trying to work through it. Let them do a full body back and legs session. So a good massage therapist will help you figure out what to address without much talking from you. Now, very specific kinds of massage I have also found useful is fascia massage. And there are a lot of different spellings of that, so just look for, fascia massage. But look for a technique that you feel like you have some interest in. And again, I can only recommend what I at least have a little bit of experience with. So the next one to look into is energy work. This could be Reiki, it could be a shaman, might be called a light worker or Seraphim Blueprint energy work. This is very similar to CBT in that every practitioner is different. So find the one that you gel with. If you don't want to be there, this is not the person for you, and it's no big deal. You may become overwhelmed with the amount of choice you have when you search for these. Or if you search for energy work, you'll start to get a lot of ads for utility companies. So search for those 4 specific types of energy work that I listed. As you learn more, you can try other things. But for the record, tarot readers, astrologers, intuitive guidance, while interesting for information, It is not my recommendation specifically for energy work. Okay, I've had experience with these. I'm not knocking the practice. I'm just saying that it's not your best option when you're attempting to integrate. And integration is really what you need to be able to move forward whole. Here's one more for you to look into: Qigong. This is movement based and very effective when you're addressing something stuck. But Qigong can also be practiced similarly to physical therapy, where they help you with movement, or like energy work that can be done at a distance. This is a field of practice where practitioners can receive up to a doctorate level certificate. So you will find a variety of practitioners with variety of skills. And again, you at least, my recommendation, you at least need to tell them that there is something in your life that you want to integrate and you were recommended to try Qigong. And you can opt to tell them more or not at all, but this is the gist that they at least need to hear. A skilled practitioner will not need much more than that. A less experienced practitioner may have additional questions, and you'll just need to decide how comfortable you are. Another interesting one is quantum healing hypnosis therapy, or QHHT. This work is related exclusively to Dolores Cannon, who at this point has passed on, but there is a lot of information easily accessible on YouTube, and likely a practitioner in your local area, if not online. I find it fascinating. But less specific, hypnosis in general. Again, this is similar to CBT. Every practitioner will be different. Find the one that you gel with. So up front, hypnosis had its heyday in entertainment, getting people to act like a rooster or a dog or play out scenes. And when deciding whether to book hypnosis with someone, ask if they are in it for entertainment, for integration, or for healing. They will give you their honest answer. Now, because hypnosis is about rewriting something, you really want to find someone that you trust. You want to that you feel like booking with. If you feel pressured into that, maybe not the person for you. If they, you want to know that you can communicate well with this person. So if you feel hesitant, they will not mind. If they try to convince you, practice your no and find someone else. Because really, these are your choices, okay? A community resource group. Find others who want to move forward in your life. Now, this is different than motivational groups. It's different than business driven groups, because those folks are primarily focused on getting you to move forward absent everything else. A community resource group, yes, they may also participate with people who are recovering from alcohol addiction, drug addiction, but I promise you that in this group are people who absolutely knows what it means to want to make a change at all cost, and they know the reason they want the change. So believe me, this kind of group is huge. Even if you do not say a word, you will learn a lot. Yeah, coaching. I left this for last for a reason. Most coaches have a niche that they deal with. Not all coaches specialize in integration work. You might have a business coach, you might have a finance coach, but when you're looking for integration, a coach may be really helpful. However, because of that great variety, when you use a search term for a coach, I would recommend that instead you search for the terms that I've already mentioned. Inevitably, some of the people that practice those modalities will also have coaching experience. So again, the key here is whether you gel with the person that you select. If you're not feeling it, keep looking until you find a person that you say, yeah, I could see myself working with you. Yes, I do one work with people. However, I'm so big on the local experience. There is something to the opportunity to meet someone in real life, even though you may have your meetings online. They will get your local area, they will get your culture, and you just might meet them someday. So look around, but if you really want to, you know how to find me. Okay, that's the list. At the end of the video, I will have a link and a website you can use to download the list with no need to enter an email address. I just want you to have this. So let me introduce you to Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian practice with a rich history. Now, the word translates to make right because there are those who are so much more versed in this depth of practice, much more than I. I'm just going to give you the simplest of introductions and let you explore more on your own. Start the video. So, I had pictured doing this in public because when you share something like this and it's meant for people to be able to use wherever they are, when you do it in a completely quiet place, it makes people believe that they need to be in a completely quiet place and able to use it. But that's not necessarily true. So I wanted to be in public. I came by a park hoping that there would be, commotion, and maybe it's just a bit too cold. It is also still March, so perhaps that didn't work out. Um, but yeah, that's where we are. I wanted to share with you a process called Ho'oponopono. Ho'oponopono is a Hawaiian phrase that is translated as to make right, but it's a practice. Now, this practice is it's very deep. You can get a lot of training in it, but what my intent was to just teach you the top level how to do it mode. And if you're interested in learning more, there are people online that can teach that. There are YouTube videos from one of the popularizers of the technique. But Ho'oponopono, just to give you a quick overview, um, in the way back, I don't know how many years ago, but yeah, pre nowadays, the practice was to get community members together and it was kind of an airing of grievances. So someone would say, "This happened to me, and these people were involved, and this is how it made me feel." But Ho'oponopono, translated as to make right, the intent was at the end of the meal, everyone would have, or at the end of the gathering, everyone would have a meal together. So you make your hearts right in order to, have a meal together. And then they did this on a regular basis. This was weekly. So what does that mean for us? In the modern practice of Ho'oponopono has evolved. The modern practice of Ho'oponopono is you don't say anything to anyone. So where previously communities would get together and you would work it out on a regular basis. The modern practice is that you say four statements to yourself. So even after feeling better about the situation, you don't have to talk to the other person. Now, again, if you want the finer points of this, I'll point you to some other folks. I just want to get us to the point where we can practice Ho'oponopono. And then today, I would like to focus on some things that our communities are going through and practice Ho'oponopono as a form of, I don't know, community service. Um, but what are the four statements and then a caution? So the four statements are simple. We teach these to kindergarteners. The four statements are I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. They're so simple. You've heard these before. Now, you you want to do this while noticing that a particular situation has affected you. But this is the key, this is the caution. You want to say those four statements to yourself and only to yourself. So you don't want to send the statements to someone else, and you don't want to send the statements to the situation that you're thinking about. You want to send them to yourself. And again, I'm just going to keep it real top level. The reason we do that is to clean. And in Ho'oponopono, that's the way they term this practice is cleaning. When you clean, it cleans it not just for yourself, because there's a shared memory between all of us, not just for yourself, but for everyone else involved. And the reason there's a caution, the best way I can explain this is that there's a an add-on effect. There's some other practices would call it a rebound, where you're trying to affect someone else, and so it rebounds back to you. But let's just think of it really simply. If you clean something in yourself, and there are other pieces of yourself that say, I would like some attention too, it will come to your mind. And you know how to deal with yourself. You've been dealing with yourself, I'm not sure how long. So, what happens if you send the cleaning statements to someone else? Well, in the situation you're thinking about, it will work. It will clean it. It will clean it for you. It will clean it for them. And in that issue, you'll see some flow. But the other things in that other person's life will say, oh, that part feels better. That part got some attention. I would like some attention too. And it will come to you because you're the one that did the cleaning. You're not equipped to handle other people's stuff. So to keep it clean, when something comes up, and you know the parties who are involved, but you notice in yourself, I feel this way or I feel that way. You say the statements to yourself. So let's just practice what that looks like. So thinking of something that may have happened over the past week, I could name several things for myself, or several things that may have come up in the news. But when you get that twinge, like, I can't believe I can't believe again I need to deal with something like this, or I can't believe I need to hear this again. Think to yourself, where in yourself do you sense that? Is you feel it through your shoulders, or is it like a knee pain come up for you? And to that place that feels uncomfortable as you're experiencing that moment, to yourself you say, okay, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, and thank you. Share those statements to the screen. There we go. Um, Now, the thing is that you can say any one of these words, but I'm just going to go through them a few times so that you get the sense of how I use them. So I'll think about that situation and I'll say to myself, thank you. Thank you for coming up. Thank you for showing me that I care about this. Thank you for putting my attention there. I'm sorry that it may have taken me a while to really acknowledge that I'm sensing that in myself. I love you. I love you for hanging in there with me. Please forgive me for making you feel like you needed to feel any different body. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Always directing at yourself. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And again, you don't have to say these phrases. You can think them in your mind. You can use one of the phrases or you can use all of them. It doesn't need to be done in order. It just needs to be stated to yourself. And remember to just send them to yourself. And the reason I'm out in public, and I'm glad, I don't know if you can hear the activity behind me or around me, but I'm glad to hear some people, because these are things you can use wherever you are. And when you learn something like this and it's too quiet, we can start to think, I need to be in a quiet place when I do that. And it's not true. You could be driving your car. You could be in the middle of actually talking with someone about it. And you can say these statements to yourself. So what I'd like to do next is really take an opportunity to think about a few situations in your mind, and we'll just do this for maybe 5 minutes. Think about a few situations in your mind, and as you sense something, or until you feel okay about it, you say those statements. And if in the 5 minutes you still feel like there's something new that you could say these statements towards, please do that. So one of the reasons that I'm deciding to teach this to people is I belong to a group that is really focused on doing good things for homeless people, and one of the things that came up as we were discussing this is there are people who care about the homeless, but they actually are also afraid of them. And so I wanted to teach this practice so we could examine the part of ourself that may be afraid. And so thinking about homeless folks and perhaps whatever attitude we have towards their situation or towards a request for help, to yourself, say, I love you. I love you, body. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I've made you endure this sensation. Please forgive me. Thank you. Thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for pointing these things out and being involved. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. You might even think some of the easy things, politics, or how you feel when you're driving in traffic, things with family members, and to that place in you that still feels some discomfort, saying, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I think you're seeing how fast this works, how simple it is, but how clean it is too. So I'm going to stop the recording. I do want to do these more regularly for the purpose of giving us a chance to just pause. I may elect to just do the practice first and then stay on for some instruction afterward for some people who may not understand it. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to stop recording and get into Q&A.